officially, everybody. Thanks for tuning in for our yoga class today. So we're going to do a little bit of flow and a little bit of deep stretch today, so it'll be kind of a blend. As always, do what feels good in your body where you are in your space. If you have a blanket handy, that might feel good underneath your knees as we get into some of these stretches, but the only thing you really need is your body for this practice. So we are going to start this afternoon in a comfortable seat. So come to your crisscross applesauce place, whichever leg feels better in the front. If your knees are up really high, maybe think about sitting on a pillow or a block or a book to kind of allow the hips to open a little bit. We're going to allow the hands to rest on the knees for a moment. Sit up nice and tall and slide the eyes closed, just like pulling down a blind on a window. And as we usually begin, we'll begin to focus in on our breathing, allowing that to pull our consciousness into ourselves, letting go of anything outside of our bodies. So as we sit here focusing in, focus in on the sensation of the breath entering and leaving your body. Maybe the cool air in your nostrils, the way your rib cage feels as it expands against your shirt, and then the warmth as the air leaves your body. Continue this steady, even breathing, but bring your left hand to your heart and your right hand to your belly. And begin to feel the physical aspect of the breath entering and leaving your body. The rise and expansion of your chest on the inhale, the release and drop on your exhale. And as we continue to experience the physical aspect of this breath, tune in with your body. Check in with how you're feeling today. We've chatted a little bit about it before class, but just make sure that you are aware of how you're feeling. Know that there's no wrong answer here. There's no expectation. There's no goal to be fulfilled. I was listening to a speaker this morning who reminded us that where you are in this moment is exactly where you need to be. And while that's true, it's also true for the next moment, and the moment after that, and the moment after that. You are exactly where you need to be. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And on your next inhale, let's sweep the arms up overhead, bringing the palms to meet overhead. Exhale, pull the hands down through heart center. Eyes can remain closed or you can flutter them open. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Palms meet, exhale, pull the hands down through heart center. Let's do this 3 more times, bringing some gentle movement into the shoulders, reaching up, lengthening tall. Exhale, press the palms together, pull them down. You may begin to follow your hands with your eyes, bring some movement into your head. So looking up, reaching up. Exhale, pulling the hands and head down to the chest. On this next inhale, sweep the arms up. We're gonna reach down with the right arm towards your right side. Reach up with the left arm. Maybe look up at that those left fingertips. Keep that left hip grounded on your mat so we're feeling a nice stretch up the left side body. Let's inhale, reach up through center, exhale over to the left side. Pause here, again, lengthen from the hip bone all the way through the left fingertips. If it feels good in your neck, you can look up or you can look down. Let's begin to move here with breath. Reaching up on the inhale, exhaling over to the right side. Inhale up through center, exhale over to the left. Moving with your breath. It may not be the same tempo as mine, and that's okay. Run through this cycle a couple more times. Manifest yourself deepening into the stretch with each lean. Maybe bringing a bend into the elbow that's reaching down towards the earth. Expanding and lengthening. Let's reach up and meet over on the right side. So when you land on your right side, again, pause here. Feel the difference between now and when you first started. Again, thinking about that length through the left side body, breathing into the left ribs, all the way down into the left hip. We'll inhale up, back over to the left side, pausing here as well. Take it to your deepest expression. Reaching long, breathe into that right side body. Maybe notice that it's not the same as the right side, and that's okay. Keep breathing. On your inhale, we'll reach up. Bring the palms to meet. Exhale, pull the hands down through heart center. Let's move into a tabletop position. Finding yourself on your hands and knees, lining up your wrists underneath your shoulders. You can have your toes tucked behind you, knees or flatten on the floor, knees are underneath your hips. I'm gonna apologize in advance. I don't think I'm talking to enough people during this quarantine, so my words are really hard right now. So I'm gonna try to get all this out so everybody can understand it. All right, wrists underneath shoulders. Grip the mat with your fingertips, rolling some of your weight into the top knuckle of your hands to take pressure off your wrists. On an inhale, let's find a cow pose. Drop the belly towards the earth, shine the heart forward. Exhale, curl the spine up. Use your belly button to pull your spine towards the ceiling. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Run through a couple rounds of this. Moving with your breath. Always keeping that belly engaged to protect the back, even in your cow pose. So while that belly drops towards the earth, we're still keeping it engaged. And now let's begin to take this motion non-linear. So maybe making your spine a C shape, looking over your shoulder at your hip, maybe making jump ropes with your spine, moving in circles. Finding some kind of motion that feels good in your body right now. Let's take about 3 more breaths of this movement. Make sure you're evening out both sides. Finding stillness in your tabletop. If you haven't already, let's tuck your toes behind you. Walk your hands back to your knees. We're gonna sit up on our heels, seeking to bring our shoulders over our hips, over our heels, over our toes. So we've got a straight line going down here. This is a big, intense stretch on your feet. If it gets to be too much at any point, just come forward, give it a little tap, come back and join us again, okay? So in this toe stretch, inhale, arms out nice and wide. Exhale, curl them in to hug yourself. Left arm goes on top. Reach around, grab your shoulder blades with your fingertips and squeeze in nice and tight. Feel that expansion behind the shoulder blades or between the shoulder blades. Inhale, open arms out wide to a T. Exhale, hug it in. Switching arms, right arm on top this time. Reach around, grab the shoulder blades and squeeze. Inhale, out T. One more time, left arm on top. Remember, come out anytime if it gets to be too much on your toes. Inhale, T. Exhale, right arm on top. Inhale out to your T one final time. Exhale, bring the hands forward, come off those toes. Let's flatten out the feet, tap the tops of the feet on the mat for a minute. Let's walk the hands a hand's length forward from underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, lift the hips up and back, coming into our first down dog this morning, or maybe not your first down dog this morning. Take some time here in this down dog. Press the mat away, lengthening your hips towards the ceiling, and begin to walk your feet out, moving with your breath, taking a deep bend in one knee and straightening the other, deep bend in the opposite knee. As you're switching, using your breath, make sure you're moving through the entirety of your breath. So your whole inhale is that switch, and your whole exhale is extending a leg towards the floor, your heel towards the floor. So it's not so much that we're arriving in the stretch, it's the journey to get there. All those little subtle differences that move us through these postures to the end point. Let's find stillness in this down dog, pressing both heels towards the floor, shining the hamstrings towards the back of the room, hips lift up towards the ceiling, push the earth away, look up between your thumbs, come up on your tippy toes, and we're gonna baby step our feet forward to meet our hands for a forward fold at the top of your mat. Hang heavy in this forward fold. Your knees do not have to be straight. A gentle bend actually helps activate some of those little baby support muscles in there to make sure everything is strengthening. Belly button is pulled in, low back is let go. So we're releasing through the back half of the body. Let the head hang heavy. I have a tendency to crane my neck in a forward fold, and I have to remember, let the top of my head hang towards the earth. Breathe here. Maybe find a gentle sway side to side, bringing weight in one foot and then the other foot. Or maybe stillness suits you better. Finding peace in this forward fold, let's inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Palms come to the shins, head reaches towards the front of your space, tailbone reaches to the back. Pull the shoulder blades together on your spine. Exhale into your forward fold. Take a deep bend in the knees. Inhale, we'll sweep our arms up, coming to tall mountain. Exhale, palms meet, press together, pull down through heart center. Let's do 2 more breaths like that. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms meet. Exhale, press them together as you pull down through heart center. 1 more time. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms meet, press, and exhale. On this next inhale, inhale the arms up long. We'll exhale, dive back into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Deep bend in the knees. Sweep the arms up on your inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, press the palms to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Deep bend in the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Let's go through that 1 more time. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, sweep up, tall mountain. Exhale, swan dive into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Deep bend in the knees, sweep the arms up, palms meet. Exhale, hands down through heart center. We're gonna run through a couple sun A's, part sun A's and full to warm us up. So we'll begin that series now. Inhaling, sweeping the arms up. Exhaling, finding your forward fold, swan diving or pulling the hands through heart center. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Step back with the right foot. Exhale the right knee down to the mat, uncurl the right toes. Inhale, sweep the arms up, modified crescent. Take a breath here, pull the right hip forward, left hip back, pull the thighs together, lift the low belly. Exhale, hands come down to frame your left foot, come up on the right toes, step forward, forward fold, exhale here. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Deep bend in the knees, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, reach up, lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold, palm the mat. Step back, left foot, drop the left knee, uncurl the toes. Inhale, sweep arms up, modified crescent, opposite side. Same adjustments, low belly pulls in, inner thighs energize together, reach up, look up. Exhale, hands come down and frame your right foot, come up on the left toes. Step forward, forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, tall mountain, palms press, exhale through heart center. Let's run through that one more time. Inhale, reach up, lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, palm the mat, step back, right foot, drop the knee. Inhale, up, modified crescent. Exhale, down. Inhale, step forward, right foot meets left. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, palms to heart center. Ooh, I skipped a part. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, return to your forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold, palm the mat, step back, left foot, drop the knee. Inhale, up, modified crescent. Exhale, palms frame the right foot. Step up, left foot meets right. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep up. Palms meet, come down through heart center. We're gonna run through that again, just kind of adding a little bit. We'll come into full crescent, but if you'd like, you can always take that knee in the back for modified crescent. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold, palm the mat, step back, right foot, drop the knee or keep it lifted. Inhale, hands up. In this full crescent, if you're here, same instructions we had in the modification. Pull that right hip forward, left hip back, energize your inner thighs together, lift up out of the low belly. Breathe here. Your next exhale, sweep the hands down to frame the left foot. Step forward, right foot meets left, forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Palms meet, exhale through heart center, opposite side. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, palm the mat, left foot goes back. Take the knee or keep it lifted. Inhale, lift the upper body, raise the arms, reach for your ceiling. Same thing, pull those hips level, lift up long and tall out of the torso. Breathe here. On your exhale, sweep the hands down, frame the right foot. Step forward, left meets right, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands through heart center. One more time through both sides. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, palm the mat, step back, right foot, full or modified crescent. Inhale, up, reach up. Gentle back bend under the shoulder blades here. Reach the arms back so your biceps are by your ears. Exhale, bring the hands down to frame the left foot. Step forward, right meets left. Forward fold, inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold, inhale, sweep up, stand up, reach up. Exhale, empty everything out, forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, palm your mat, left foot goes back. Inhale, up, full or modified crescent. Reach up, lift up, long out of the hips. Gentle bend under the shoulder blades. Exhale, hands frame the right foot. Step forward, left foot meets right. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold, deep bend in the knees, sweep the arms up, tall mountain. Bring the hands to heart center. Pause here. Come back to that steady breath we established at the beginning of class. Zone in on that sensation of the air entering and leaving the body. On your next inhale, we'll sweep the hands up. Exhale, return to our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold, step back with, oh crap, now I'm lost. Step back, right foot and left foot. Find your, let's actually come down to the knees for modified plank this first time through. In this modification, we're still rolling forward onto the first knuckles of our hands to take pressure off of our wrists. Elbows come in nice and tight. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, flatten out the feet. Just peel the chest off the mat, baby cobra here. So no pressure in the hands. We're using our back muscles. Glutes are tight, belly button's pulled in to lift the body up. Exhale, lower down. Tuck the toes. Inhale, lift the hips up and back. Down dog. Pause here again in this down dog. Let's take a moment to walk it out. Stretch through those hamstrings. Lengthen through the spine. Let's actually come to center in our down dog. Come up high on your tippy toes, and we're going to drop both heels over to the right side of your mat. Pressing long out of the left hand, reach back that left hip. Inhale up through center, exhale, drop both heels over to the left side of your mat. This time lengthening through the right side body. Keep pressing that mat away, lengthening through the spine. Inhale up through center, and on your exhale, allow those heels to sink down towards your mat. Your next inhale, let's sweep that right leg up, 3-point here. On your exhale, let's pull the knee in towards the nose, plant the foot between the hands. We're gonna drop that left heel down and away, cartwheeling the hands up into warrior one. Settle into this warrior one, build it for the foundation up. You're pressing through both feet like you're trying to rip your mat in two. Lifting up over the low belly, tuck that tailbone under, pull the pelvic bone and the rib cage towards each other. On your inhale, we're gonna turn all 10 toes towards the left side of your mat, reach up for star. And on your exhale, we're gonna rotate towards the back of your mat. So coming up on the left heel, turn the left toes towards the back of the mat, come into warrior two on the opposite side. So when we're making these transitions, make sure you're rolling through your heel. So as we lift up, bringing all 10 toes to the left side of the mat, turning on the left heel. Exhale, right heel, turning towards the front of the mat, or toes towards the front of the mat, warrior two. So we're gonna kind of switch through these sides, moving with breath a couple times. So inhale up, stars. Exhale out, warrior two to the left. Inhale up, star. Exhale out, warrior two to the left. Right, sorry. There's those words again. Inhale up, star. Exhale out, warrior two to the left. So this should be towards the back of your mat. We're gonna inhale up in star again. Exhale out to warrior two on your right side, so that should be kind of pointing you towards the front of your mat. We're gonna cartwheel our hands down, bringing both hands down to the inside of our right foot, come up on the left toes. Let's walk that right foot out to the outside of the right side of your mat. So I'm gonna turn to face you guys. So it's kind of out here like this. We want your knee and toe pointed in the same direction. From here, let's drop that left knee down behind, coming into dragon. This is a good place if you have a blanket to place under that back knee. And so we're thinking about big stretch in that front hip, the front of the left hip, and then the back and inside of the right hip. So you can stay here, arms lifted, chest lifted, dropping the hip towards the earth. You can come down to your forearms or a block or a bolster. Or if you have it in you, you can go all the way to the floor. I do not have it in me. So wherever you find yourself in this dragon, I guess we're still in lizard, in this lizard, just breathe into those hips. This would be one of the deep stretch portions of class, so just breathe here. Come back to that breathing. Any sensation that comes up in your mind comes out of those hips, just acknowledge it and let it float away. If you notice that your right foot is ankling out to the outer blade of the right foot and the knee falls open, that's okay. Just make sure that your knee and toes are pointed in the same direction. Couple more breaths here. Let's begin to walk ourselves back up to your hands if you weren't there already. Keeping that right leg out to the side. We're going to fully roll onto the outer blade of that right foot. Bring your right hand to the inside of that knee and push the knee away from you, allowing the foot to roll as well. Lengthening out that right arm as much as possible, like you're trying to push yourself away from your right knee. Allow that left hip to drop. One more breath here. Let's release that knee. Allow the right foot to come back towards center, keeping the left leg behind. We're gonna come into a quad stretch. So from this place, we're gonna bend that left foot, bringing the left heel towards your glutes. Maybe this is good. Maybe this is as far as it goes today, and that is all right. If you have more space, we're gonna plant the left hand on the mat, reach back with the right hand to grab onto whatever you can get with that left foot. Now, when I do that, I notice in my body, this right leg starts to roll out. I wanna keep that right leg in towards center. Pull that in towards the center of the body. So instead of allowing the foot to roll out, I'm just not gonna reach back and grab that left foot today. Wherever you are in your stretch, breathe bigger. Send your breath to that left quad. Two more breaths. Gently let that left foot float down to the mat. Come back to your hands. We're gonna send your left knee back to meet your right. Take it wide out to the edges of the mat. Press back into a child's pose. Allow the hips to settle. Reach the arms out long. Breathe here. Two more breaths here. And then we're gonna pull a Monty. Let's press our hands firmly into the mat to come up just enough to tuck your toes behind you. And then think about lifting your hips straight up into your down dog without rolling forward into plank. As little movement as possible from that child's pose, returning to a down dog. Let's take a minute in this down dog to extend that right leg up and back. We did a lot of stuff with that one. Let's take a bend in the right knee, opening up that hip towards the right side of your mat or your space. Pressing evenly through both shoulders. Inhale, extend that leg long again. Exhale, bring it down to meet the left. Left side, inhale that left leg up high. Exhale, pull that knee towards your nose, plant the foot between the hands. We're gonna walk that left foot over to the left side of our mat. Coming into that lizard lunge on this left side. So again, we're gonna drop that right leg down, uncurl the right toes, keep that knee and left knee and left toe lined up so they're all going in the same direction. If this is where you are today, that is a great place to be, thinking about lifting the chest, almost like cow spine, shining your heart through your upper arms. If you can come down to your forearms without changing your breath, feel free to do so. Again, if that left knee rolls open, make sure you roll onto the left blade of the foot to keep everything lined up there. Steady breath here. Think about lots of length through that the front of the left hip into the left quad. Three more breaths here. Let's begin to bring ourselves back up. If you were down on your forearms, turning over a little bit, shifting towards that left leg, we're gonna allow that left knee to press away, roll onto the outer blade of the left foot. Use the left hand to push that knee away. Ooh, I feel this one, y'all. Breathe into that left hip. That steady, even breath allows your body to feel safe in its release and its relaxing. Let's bring that back knee back in. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Instead of another child's pose, we're gonna walk our hands back to that right knee, coming into a splits prep on this side. So the right foot can be planted flat on the mat, or you can tuck your toes. Thinking about lengthening through the left leg, toes pulled back towards your shin, and reaching your head long towards your toes. So it's not so much about sinking down to your hip that's gonna give you a bigger stretch. If you need more here, walk this left foot a little forward, lengthening through that stretch. I do not, so I'm gonna pull that left foot back where it was. One more breath here. Pull that left hip back even with the right. Let's walk the hands forward, frame the left foot. Let's bring that left foot back next to the right tabletop. And then I'll start to make some big circles with that left knee. Just moving around, juicing up that hip. We've done some good stretching in there, moving out any energy that got stopped up in there. Switching direction. And then allow that left knee to float down to the mat. Let's make those same big circles on the right side. And switch direction if you haven't already. All right, finding stillness in this tabletop, we're gonna pull that right knee in towards our nose and plant that right foot between the hands, walking the hands back, finding that splits prep on the opposite side. So this time the right foot is forward, and pull the right toes back to the shin, lengthen your head towards your toes, breathe into that hamstring. One more breath here. And then we're just gonna sink down onto that right hip. Pull the left knee out from behind us, bring it around front. Find a seated forward fold. So before we sit into the seated forward, I guess we're actually in staff. Before we move into the seated forward fold, we're gonna flow a little bit here. So here's what that's gonna look like. Sitting up nice and tall, we'll exhale forward into a fold. Inhale back up. Exhale, hands go behind us, knees bend. Inhale, reverse tabletop. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift and extend. Exhale, forward fold. So we're gonna kind of move in and out of it a couple times before we land in that fold. So starting in your staff position, legs extended, toes lifted toward the ceiling, head lifted toward the ceiling. Inhale here, exhale, hinge forward into your fold. Inhale, return to staff. Exhale, hands behind you, plant the feet. Inhale, lift the hips up, reverse tabletop. Exhale, lower the hips. Inhale, extend up and out. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, up. Exhale, hands behind you. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, fold. Inhale to extend. Exhale, fold. One more time through the sequence. Inhale, up. Exhale, hands and feet. Inhale, lift hips. Exhale, return the hips low. Inhale, sitting up tall. Exhale, forward fold and land here. Knees do not have to be straight. Any kind of bend is perfectly okay. But even if your knees are bent, think about tilting that pelvis forward to keep a nice, almost like a cow spine in this stretch. So even if your knees are bent, we want length in the upper body, reaching our head to our toes, not our knee to our nose. So lots of length here. If you can reach onto your feet, maybe use that to pull the upper body long. If your hands are on the mat, maybe press the hands into the mat to pull that upper body along. Pull the heart through the upper arms. Now, on your exhale, we're gonna release this upper body. So now we are gonna let the knees go towards the nose. Just curl over, thinking about a weight tied to the top of your head, pulling your head to the earth. So we're getting a stretch all the way from the base of your spine, up the sides, into the backs of the shoulders and the back of the neck. Two more breaths here. On your next inhale, begin to slowly roll yourself up, stacking one vertebrae at a time on top of the other. Last thing to lift up is your head. Allow your spine to settle, feel that growth. And then we're gonna bring our hands behind us, pull the knees in as if we were going to tabletop, but we're just gonna do a little windshield wiper. Ah, feels so good, right? Knees side to side here. Before we get a little bit more into our hips, we're gonna utilize this windshield wiper. So let's let our legs fall over to the right side. Push ourselves up so that we're sitting upright, finding a deer pose here, facing your right shin. We're gonna, without using our hands, rotate back through center, coming over to deer on the left side, sitting up nice and tall. Again, no hands, let's rotate back over to the right. This makes me walk forward. I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna end up right in the camera in about a minute. Let's come back through center. Exhale to the left. Kind of like zombie arms here. One more time, let's come back to the right. Let's land here on this right. I'm gonna scooch back on my mat. And here we're gonna reach forward beyond that shin. Keep that back nice and straight here. Walking those hands out. Finding a gentle stretch here. It's almost like a pigeon stretch in this hip, but it's a little less intense because we're not extending that left leg behind. If you're finding it very difficult to lower straight over that shin, maybe walk yourself over the right knee and then kind of swing yourself back towards the right shin very gently. See if that eases you into the stretch. One more breath here. Let's begin to walk ourselves back up. We'll make that same turn, hands or no hands, up to you, moving over to the left side, finding that deer to the left. So again, as we begin to walk ourselves forward here, if this is feeling really tight in your left hip, angle yourself over the left knee, and then walk yourself back towards that left shin. Sinking into that left hip. One more breath here. Begin to walk yourself back up. We'll turn back towards the front. This time we're going to keep the bend in the right leg, pulling the right foot in towards center. Extend that left leg out, half straddle. And it doesn't matter how wide that left leg goes. We're not looking for a half split here. If you can do that, that's fine. But we don't have to have a huge extension on that left leg. We just want the leg to be out straight wherever that is comfortable. So let's sit up nice and tall here. Maybe find your sits bones, kind of place yourself so you can really get all the padding out from underneath. And then we're gonna lean forward, reaching our arms long in front of us. So we're gonna feel this stretch up the inside of the right thigh and into the left thigh and into the right hip. We wanna make sure that we're pressing back with our hands to keep that left hip grounded in the mat while allowing our body to tilt forward over our right foot. And lengthen the spine. We'll make this a little bit more active stretch. If you'd like to just relax into it, that's fine too. Finding a stretch that works for you in this place. I just noticed in my body I was really dumping into that left shoulder. Make sure your shoulders are nice and level and even, so equal pressure in the hands to support the upper body. On your next inhale, we'll begin to walk ourselves back up. We are gonna take a little flow before we start moving into this left hamstring and leg again. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna reach up with this right arm, reach over our bodies towards our left toes, then we'll bring it up, place the right hand behind the right hip, press into both feet, and lift the hips and the left hand. All right, so we're gonna kind of move through that little sequence. So we'll inhale up, exhale, we're gonna reach over, reaching for the left toes, inhale up, exhale, plant the hand, inhale, reach up, hips up, left hand up. I'm not sure what words I'm supposed to be using here. Exhale, back down, rest, inhale here, exhale, lean, right arm reaches over, inhale up, plant the right hand, left arm reaches, hips raise, exhale, lower down, last time, inhale here, exhale, right arm over, inhale up, plant the right hand, inhale, hips lift, left arm rib lifts. Exhale, back down, inhale here, and on this next exhale, reach for those left toes, and we're gonna rest here for a moment. So, obviously you can see that my right hand is nowhere near my right toes, and that's fine. We're just kind of manifesting that in our head. Okay, I'm gonna make this reach. but we want that extension. If this is too much in your shoulder, feel free to just let this right arm just kind of hang here. We're really feeling the stretch here from the right shoulder down the side body, all the way down into the right hip. You can look towards your leg, you can look towards the ceiling, again, finding what's comfortable in your neck, not introducing any extra tension there. We do want to make sure that we're keeping that right shoulder, the top shoulder rotated open towards the ceiling to keep that stretch in the side body right now. Two more breaths here. On your next exhale, now we're going to drop that right shoulder towards the mat, turning our body towards the left leg, and just reaching for that left heel with both hands. So here we'll feel this in the hamstring, we'll feel it into the left hip. I really feel it in the top attachment of the hamstring up in the hip, and you should get a nice stretch up the right side of your low back as well. Your next inhale, we'll walk ourselves back up. Oh my gosh, where has the time gone? There's so much more I want to do. All right, so let's cut this, let's make this happen. All right, so we're gonna keep our right leg there bent. We're gonna bring that left leg across the top, coming into cow face. So bring that left heel around to the right hip, seeking to stack your knees. Now, a couple things. If your right leg is way up high like this, that's all right. Maybe support it with a blocker, a bolster, or a blanket or pillow if you have one. If this is too much on the right knee, extend it forward while keeping the left leg bent over. You'll still get into that left hip. So wherever you find yourself in your cow face, we're gonna bring our arms out to a T. Exhale, crossing the left hand underneath or left arm underneath the right, wrapping around, coming into eagle arms. So we have cow legs and eagle arms. We're gonna hit all our animals here. Bring those shoulders and elbows level, and then on an exhale, we're gonna hinge forward, bringing our elbows to our knee. If you have space in your hips and low back, you can reach beyond your knee with the elbows curling over. Breathe into the space between your shoulders. Breathe into your hips. One more big breath here. Feel your whole back expand with that inhale. Exhale, sink deep into this stretch. On your inhale, unwind your arms. Use them to push yourself back up to seated. Bring your hands behind you, untwist your legs. Find a quick windshield wiper side to side. And we'll move over to that opposite side. So keeping that left leg bent in, we'll extend the right out to the side. So that half straddle again. Sitting up nice and tall, finding the sits bones, and then begin to walk yourself forward, reaching out long. Again, using the hands to simultaneously pull your upper body forward, keep your shoulders level, and press that right hip down into the mat. So there's a lot happening here in this stretch. And again, if you'd like to keep the spine extended and active, or whether you'd like to curl into the stretch, that's up to you. See where you feel the best sensation. Again, keeping that sensation around a 6 or 7 on a scale of 1 to 10, something that you can breathe comfortably through. Two more breaths here. What can you let go of on your exhale? On your next inhale, allow yourself to walk slowly back up. Feel yourself stack back up, grow tall again. And we're getting ready to move into that gentle flow before we move into the hamstring stretch on the left side. So to remember, this will be left hand over, then left hand plants, right hand and hips lift, okay? So sitting up nice and tall, inhale, sweep that left hand up, exhale, reach for the right toes. Inhale, lift up, reach up. Exhale, plant the left hand. Inhale, sweep the right hand and the hips up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, sweep the left hand over. Inhale, up. Exhale, plant the left hand. Inhale, right hand hips to the ceiling. Exhale, lower down one more time. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, reach with the left. Inhale, up. Exhale, left hand plants. Inhale, right hand hips sweep up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, sit tall. Final time. Exhale, we're gonna reach for those toes and rest here. So again, the reach is not happening, and that's okay. Bit long in that left side body. Think about extending long, reaching long. Keep that left shoulder rotated open. Breathe into the right hamstring and the left side body. Two more breaths. On your next exhale, we'll let that left shoulder drop towards the floor, turning the torso towards the right leg. Good Lord, I'm talking in my own body and I can't get my lefts and rights right. Towards the right leg, allowing your hands to come to either side of the leg and releasing down, relaxing into this hamstring stretch. Take your deepest breath yet here. Big inhale. Exhale. See what you can release. And then inhale, begin to roll yourself back up, coming into a seat as we move into that cow-eagle combination. So this time, left leg will be on the bottom, right leg will cross over top for cow face. Again, finding what works for you and your legs may not look like this, and that's okay. We're gonna take those arms out to a nice big T. This time when we cross, right arm is going to go below left, wrapping them around, bringing the palms to meet, shoulders and elbows level. Sit up nice and tall. And on your exhale, we're gonna curl over, bringing elbows to knees. Resting here if that feels good in your body, or if you need a little more, bringing elbows beyond knees, stretching closer towards the floor. Again, sending the breath between the shoulder blades on the back, down into the hips. Feel that big expansion all down the back on your inhales. On your exhale, see what you can release to sink deeper into this twisted fold. Take your final biggest breath here. On your inhale, untwist your arms. Use those to push yourself back up. So looking at the time, it looks like we're probably gonna go about 3 or 4 minutes over. So feel free to check out if you need to. Otherwise, I would love for you to stick with us. We're gonna come into another windshield wiper, lean back into the hands, rock the knees side to side. And then with these knees bent, just grab behind your thighs. We're going to slowly lower ourselves down to the mat. Extend your left leg long, pull the right knee into your chest. Give it a hug for a moment. Feel the low back press into your mat. Now let's begin to make big circles with this right knee. So if there's a crayon attached to the end of your knee, you make big circles on your ceiling. Let's change direction, go the opposite way. Let's find stillness with that right knee. Grab onto it with the right hand. We're going to press that knee open towards the right side, so opening across the front of the pelvis, the front of the hips. Use that right hand to bring a little bit of weight into that knee. Of course, never press beyond what is comfortable. Left hip stays grounded in the mat. On your next inhale, let's pull that knee back in through the center. We're going to grab onto it with the left hand and cross the body, pull the right knee over to the left side. So your supine twist here. Right shoulder stays grounded in the mat. Right arm can extend out long, or it can be like a cactus arm bent up towards, like with a 90-degree bend in your elbow. Use the left hand to gently guide that right knee towards the mat. Again, not pressing beyond what is comfortable. Your next inhale, let's pull that right knee back into the chest. We're going to come into half happy baby. So reaching past the inside of that right knee over the shin, we're going to grab onto either the right ankle or the outer blade of the right foot. Pull that foot up towards the ceiling. The elbow comes deep down into the right armpit. Left leg can be extended, or if it feels better for you, you can bend that leg. Again, we're seeking a good sensation of stretch, but not anything that causes your breathing to change. On your next exhale, let's release that right foot. We're going to extend that right leg long, pull the left knee into the chest. Pause here, wrap both hands around that knee, give it a squeeze, and then we'll find those circles on the left side. So again, draw those big circles on your ceiling. Core is pulled in nice and tight, so this rotation really comes from your hip. Let's change direction. Find stillness in this left knee. Reach up with the left hand. We're going to slowly exhale, guide that left knee open to the left side. Right hip stays grounded on the mat. I like to put my right hand on top of the hip to help me remember to keep that grounded. Left hand gently presses that left knee open. Your inhale, let's pull that knee up into the chest, switch hands. On an exhale, we'll guide that knee over to the opposite side. Right hand guides that knee down. Left arm extends long or comes into cactus. Left shoulder grounded in the mat. What can you let go of in this twist?
your inhale pulls that left knee back up into your chest. Find that half happy baby here. Reaching inside the left knee, over the left shin, grab the outer blade of the left foot or the left ankle. Pull that foot up towards the ceiling. Right leg again can come in and be bent, almost like a bridge posture if that feels better. Just be careful if you do that not to roll too far over onto your left hip. We want to keep both hips grounded on your mat. One more big breath here. Let's release that left leg. Pull the right leg in to meet, hug both knees into your chest. Feel the low back sink into the mat here. And we'll prepare to set up for our final Shavasana. So hugging both those knees into the chest nice and tight. Maybe lift your eye sockets up to your knees. Squeeze everything in nice and tight. Make a tiny little ball of yourself. And then on an exhale, let everything go. Legs out long, arms down by your side. Begin to release into your mat. So it's almost like you're melting away. Feel tension leaving the front of the body, working down the sides and back. Melting away into those places where you are connected with your mat. If you feel comfortable, allow your eyes to flutter closed. Allow the breathing to settle. Find yourself in a place of healing and acceptance in your Shavasana. Let's begin to slowly deepen our breathing. Bring gentle awareness back to your body. You're ready to start introducing movements. Start small, maybe just fingers and toes. Gradually moving into hands and feet, rolling your ankles and your wrists, engaging arms and legs. And finally, if it would feel good to you, I invite you to take a full body stretch, reaching the arms long overhead, reaching as long as you can, fingertips away from tippy toes. You can remain here on your back. If you'd like to roll over to your favorite sleeping side, please feel free to do so. Pausing for a moment, absorbing today's practice. Take a moment to gather here into yourself, anything that you would like to take with you into your day, while at the same time releasing anything that you'd like to leave behind. Anything that won't serve you through the rest of your day. If you're ready, we'll begin to work ourselves up into a comfortable seated position. We'll meet in that comfortable seat with our hands at heart center in Anjali Mudra. Eyes can be opened or closed. Thank you so much for joining our practice today. I hope that you found something that felt good in your minds and your bodies, and that you are ready to go out and face the rest of your day. Let's bring our thumb knuckles to our forehead. The light in me sees, honors, and is deeply grateful for the light that you shine into your space and for those around you. Let's open our eyes if they're not already open. Mentally picture our fellow yogis and offer each other namaste.